Hey guys, what's up and welcome to the channel. I'm the Shotgun Shogun, and today we are going to be doing another free-to-play raid guide. Now you've already seen Devour Arakan and you've already seen Executioner Karakanis. Today we have Secretary Vera. We will also have a video up later on the council as well as the Queen. So we're going to hop in here. You may see that we have changed up the team just a little bit. We have brought Celeste in the place of Alexa, mostly because we're going after Vera, because, well, we're going to need a little bit of AoE on this one, as well as just, I really wanted to try out Celeste before her upgrade. So we're going to hop into this. Actually, before we do, let me show you my gear real quick so that I can prove to you that we are free to play, not free to play by the way. A lot of the stuff here is going to be very easily accessible for anybody who is getting elbow deep into Hell Raid. Obviously, the Daydream Jokers' most important thing, you need to have like 17 of these. At least 17 of these plus 30. That's kind of a joke, but not really a joke, actually. So this Commando Arena, literally the same thing we've been running with. The 289 crit damage, 95% critical hit chance, which might as well be 0. But as you can see, we only have the 90 boots on her, and they're not even amazing 90 boots. They're pretty good. Not the best in the world. The A Momo does have a couple of pieces of 90 gear just because I've been using her for PvP, but oh, hold on, that's right, we were going to do this. You saw nothing, YouTube, as we finish this Shamadra staff up. Now, the reason why I'm running Shamadra staff on the Angelic Montmorency is because her heals are very not amazing, and as you are going to be bringing her as the only healer, Shamadra staff is going to be really good at increasing the effectiveness of her heals. If you don't have a Shamadra staff and you can't get one out of the shop, make sure that you do use the Magdaros Tome in order to cycle faster to get your heals up quite a bit more often. The next character that we have is the Adventurer Ross. This is the Adventurer Ross that was shown in the other videos as well. A little less free to play, but you can get away with a little bit less of an Adventurer Ross here. I just don't want to ungear him for this video because then I'll forget to gear him for PvP. So there's that, but you can get away with a much lesser geared Adventurer Ross, but this is what you should be shooting for in the long run. But this is the Celeste that we are going to be running with, and actually let me finish out the rest of her skills, because we are going to require her to do as much damage as possible here with her S2. Now, the nice thing is with her S2, if she is not below 80% health, you can just endlessly spam her S2 forever. And this is going to help out with AoE damage as well as farming. I actually think Celeste is one of the faster, better farmers in the game, just because as long as you have enough damage with the S2, you are just going to be able to cycle that over and over and over again. Also, I've been meaning to plus 15 her for a while before her buffs anyways. So we do have our Celeste finished out. Let's get this last Awaken. That's going to be a little bit more speed, so that's going to be nice for us as well. So our Celeste, geared, again, very free to play. Our damage dealers, very, very free to play builds. We have some free to play 78 gear in here, an Arena 88, and the rest of this is unforged. We did opt for the Destro plus. We did opt for the 2 crit just to get ourselves up to as much crit as possible. She is paper thin though, so if anything even remotely looks at her, she very well may die. So I'm hoping that that's not the case. But now that you've seen all of the gear, and you've probably commented in the comment section that Ross isn't free to play, clearly this guide sucks and you suck. We're going to get into doing this hell difficulty without that team right there. Okay, so team It should be actually fast as well because we do have the speed imprint on Celeste, and she's real quick anyways. So I'm hoping that with the Daydream Joker that she does a lot of damage. Now we are going to go the long way because, well, I could just teleport there, but if you're new to this, you can't. So that sucks. This team will generate 38 morale. So this is going to be more than enough to get us to Vera and clear Vera out. And that should be your main focus of the first time you run through. Now, like I said, in the Devour Arakan, the Karakanis teams, it's a little bit different after you have cleared it out because you will be able to just teleport right behind it. So you can bring a little bit different teams that have a little bit less morale, anything along those lines. So we can hit a couple of the mini bosses, but we're going to work our way to Vera just to get that out of the way for your initial run through. Now, after I have done all of these videos, I will show you the optimal amount of morale and areas that you need to go in order to get all of the mini bosses after you're able to teleport to the main boss itself. So okay, so we've made it to Vera. I know it seemed really, really fast, right? Mostly because I sped everything up, which I actually wish that we could do in game sometimes. But we are going to make sure that we get all of our morale up before we hop in here. So this team is going to, and let me just verify here. It should just be, it's going to be Comforting Cheer from Celeste, and then Sad Memory from Angelic Montmorency. So make sure that you remember that if you are running the same team, most of the other teams will just go with double Montmorency, just talking for your max. But this one, apparently the Comforting Cheer from Celeste is just a little bit more comforting than Montmorency's Comforting Cheer. So we're going to go into Vera. This is one that a lot of people seem to have some problems with. Now, it is a little bit tricky, and actually personally I think that the first phase is one of the harder phases. So when you come in, it's going to be much like normal Vera, right? You're going to come in, you're going to get some eggs, right? So one already immediately pops. We're going to take a look at the skills here. So Protective Instinct. This dispels a buff from the caster, or a debuff from the caster, and grants a stackable increased attack and defense at the start of the turn. If there are any remaining allies, damage suffered from attacks that target all enemies will be decreased by 70%. This means that AoE is not going to be doing very much damage against Vera in the very beginning. In the Vera beginning. Ha ha ha. That was a pretty solid joke that I just came up with. And suffering single attacks will trigger an additional attack on all enemies with a 75% chance to stun for 1 turn. This additional attack can also be triggered by single attacks suffered through dual attacks and counter attacks. Asthmatic Watcher is unaffected by increases damage proportional to the target's max health. Okay, so this is something that is very important here. So you are going to want to try to not hit Secretary Vera until after you kill these stupid eggs, as well as the little spider thing down there as well, right? So if the caster's health is 50% or less when attacks all enemies before transferring it into a huge cocoon, you already know that what this does. It's literally the same. Mystery of Life recovers health of the caster and grants stackable increased attack and speed every time an Asthmatic Watcher hatches. Increase combat readiness of the caster every time an Asthmatic Watcher is attacked, and if there are no remaining allies, grants an extra attack after every 4th time being attacked. Attack counts reset at the start of each turn. There's so much reading in this. It's absolutely terrible, actually. Spew Rock spits a pile of stones at 2 random enemies with a 50% chance to stun for 1 turn. If there are no remaining allies, each effect chance increases probably to 100, right? And then Incubate Egg is literally the exact same. So we're going to start out in here. Personally, I like to start right out the gate with an Archie. You're going to be using a lot of Archies through this fight. Get used to it. It's a thing, right? So we are going to have a bad time because, well, this isn't going to do as much damage to Secretary Vera here, but this is going to do quite a bit of damage to everything else, which is pretty solid, but still going to not be great here. So I am going to Archie again right out the gate. Just get the eggs out of the way, out of my life. We're going to do a good amount of damage here to Secretary Vera. As you can see, we're already pretty far down on the amount of HP that we have rocking here. So AoE attacks don't really do too much when the eggs are up, but will do decent damage when they're down. So we are going to heal here. Actually, let's slap debuff immunity here on the Sealerina. And of course, does she stun the Sealerina? Absolutely does not. I'm going to assume Secretary Vera is a... You know what? I apologize, Secretary Vera. Boom. Okay, so we're almost at 50% now. This is going to actually take us in there pretty quick-ish. We will pop that off of there, easy peasy. Hit with our AoE, and we should actually... So we're going to... We don't cocoon her. Okay. Cool. Okay, so we are going to put up a defense buff here because we do have the defense break on our Celeste. So we don't want... She's already paper thin, right? We don't need any of that business. We are going to try to take down the Watchers as fast as possible here. And then we are going to... Actually, we should be able to just Archie into the next phase. Like I said, you're going to Archie a lot. So one thing to kind of remember is when you're going into this, make sure that you always have your charge bar completely filled up. So now once you're in this phase, right? So a fetal movement recovers the caster's health when the caster is already at max health, grants continuous healing for 1 turn instead. You also have turbulence. This is going to increase combat readiness of all allies except for the caster by 30% when the caster is attacked. That means that the dudes in the front going to be hitting you quite a bit. And then reversion, when one of these chargers dies, they transform into a cocoon and become unable to move or receive damage. After Secretary Vera hatches from their cocoon, any surviving Karax chargers are restored to max health and have all debuffs dispelled. Any remaining cocoons hatch into Karax chargers, and all Karax chargers are increased a barrier and increased speed for 5 turns. Personally, I completely ignore these dudes the entire time. Now, you don't have very long to break this cocoon, so you kind of have to go whole ham in on this thing as fast as possible to do as much damage. Now, like it said, you are going to be pushing them forward. So one thing that you can do here too, by the way, with Celeste, is you can give yourself a second turn, and then you can, as long as you're above 80, boom, you're good. So this is going to push them forward just a little bit, but also push them back. Now, they are going to get rid of your debuffs here, or your buffs. But yeah, you can double up here. Boom. This is going to resist regardless. It's going to pull in. We're going to be doing some massive damage here with that Seal Arena. So like I said before in the other guides, if you haven't built your Seal Arena, what are you doing, homie? What are you doing with your life? We're going to just pop this. This will get rid of that. We're going to come back in here. Now, this is going to heal. It's going to be healing for a decent amount. But we do have Commando Arena to make up for that. Now, she isn't going to do much damage, so I'm going to pop this first one asleep because we can. A little bit of damage, push forward, push backwards. I think this is we're going to resist. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Those two are provoked. Doesn't matter. We've got Commander Arena. Commander Arena's gonna just do work here. Oh, you healed again. We've got one more turn. We're going to we'll just hit this. And then we'll double up. See, I perfectly calculated. Then we will just bop it. Now the problem is if you get all the way up to the maximum there, gonna be coming out with a much bigger pain in the butt. Okay, so we do have the provoke there on the Celeste. It doesn't really matter too much. Now the problem here is that once you get to this phase, this is gonna grant the caster every turn. You're getting increased attack, increased defense, increased speed. So this is where you've really got to start burning things down. You also have the Spew Rock. You also have Boulder Vortex, which stirs up a Boulder Vortex to attack all enemies. 75% chance, decrease attack. This is going to summon up to 2 of Secretary Vera's eggs. Now, once those eggs are out, you got to kill these eggs. Like, it's super, super important to kill the eggs. Now, personally, I would suggest saving your Archie for when the eggs are up. That way you can Archie everything just real quick, and then go from there. Now, I don't really need to heal right this second, so we're going to save that. We'll do a massive hit. Massive hit right there. Okay, so now we're going to increase our defense here. Do a little bit of AoE. It's okay. We need that. Now you've got to focus these eggs right here. Bop. Number 2. Now Celeste is going to do AoE Celeste things here. We're going to S3 so we can get a little bit of that heal. We'll get 1 turn less on our attack down. So do some damage. We get rid of that first egg. Our healing's okay here, so we're going to Archie ourselves in. This will kill the second egg. If not, we've got the Ross to follow up. Okay, so Ross will just S1. That kills the second egg. We're good to go. Now we can work on Secretary Vera. So we're going to just hop, bam, do a little bit, just a little tap there. The extra little bit of pushback that we get is fairly nice, actually. So we're going to run into 2 ultimates from these front guys that are going to debuff us. So we wanted to okay, so that got rid of it. But okay, so we'll just do this just for the double attack. We still have another turn before the Vera debuff immunity is down. Our S2 should be back up by then. We'll heal here. Okay, we are going to S3 for the attack buff. And then we'll S2 for the AoE. No pushback. We did do quite a bit of damage there, though, on the eggs, which is actually pretty nice. Come in, do a little bit more AoE damage. We actually most likely won't need the Archie this time around. Because we should be able to get rid of the eggs by the time they get a chance to go. Yep. So we'll hit the first one. Boom. We'll hit the second one. Boom. We'll AoE. No pushback. Let's get rid of these stuns. Rip did get the provokes. I should have just AoE soul burned there for the debuff immunity, but hindsight 2020.
I'll protect you.
Okay, so now we do have the we have the defense. The debuff immunity is gone now, so we can double up into here with a defense break, which we don't get, but that's okay. I am going to not focus the eggs right now because we're running into Secretary Vera ramping up quite a bit here. So we are going to do this and then get rid of all of the debuffs, get the heals on. We should have enough after Celeste's turn to Archie off of the rebound from the Momo here. We will do this to get the attack buff. And between this and the Archie, the eggs should die. And we should pretty much be almost done with Vera at this point. No. We are not. Oh, we got this though. And we're a hair away. Almost there. We'll actually soul burn this for extra damage. And there you go. That is how you free to play clear Secretary Vera with Commander Arena Celeste, Aros, and a Momo. Just get your Commander Arena leveled up. But let's go do the remainder of the mini bosses.
Girls with their nails done now. Girls with their Nails done. The girls with their nails done. Girls with their nails done. The girls with their nails done. Girls with their nails done now. Girls with their nails done. Girls with their nails done. Girls with their nails done.
Okay, and there you go, guys. That's how you clear out Secretary Vera's side free to play. Celeste is really, really solid here. Does quite a bit of damage, actually. But Commander Arena, absolute VIP. Now, there isn't much left over here. That is all of the mini bosses. Next time you do come through, you can teleport right behind. But remember, you won't have as many Archies available as if you just walk yourself right back down there. Now, you can either just clear out some more trash mobs for potential loot and gold, or just teleport yourself back over here, pop back down, and grab your... well, I don't have enough to grab a sword or chest, so that'll be next time. Anyways, I hope you guys did find this guide enjoyable. If you did, as always, let me know in the comments section. And if you're new, subscribe, do all those other things. Make sure you follow me on Twitch, Twitter, Discord, Instagram, Facebook, Tinder, OkCupid, Mixer, Tumblr, Grindr, MySpace, LiveJournal, definitely LiveJournal. My LiveJournal is super spicy, and my OnlyFans coming soon. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Take it easy, homies. Peace.
Cracky.